text 23, text 24.
23, Mataji.
23, okay. Eshate abhita kritsno brahmavadasya sangraha samasa vyasa vidina devanam api durgama. Thus I've related to you, both in brief and in detail, a complete survey of the science of the absolute truth. Even for the demigods, this science is very difficult to comprehend. Purport: the word Devanam indicates those living in the mode of goodness, such as demigods, saints, and pious philosophers, who nevertheless cannot understand the absolute truth because they lack full surrender to the personality of Godhead. So, this is the absolute truth. Even yogis and saints, by doing tapasya in the mode of goodness, they can understand impersonal Brahman, they can understand Paramatma, but to understand Bhagavan is the absolute truth which is obtainable only through bhakti. And that is what Krishna has given us complete detail and in summary, and through so many verses, through so many examples, helping us understand how to reach Him. And the science is actually very, very difficult to comprehend because unless we surrender our ego to Him, hey Krishna, you're the only goal of my life. Until we reach that point, we cannot understand or see Him or even understand Him first. Understanding Him is the first thing. If we understand how Krishna is spread everywhere, Krishna is the supreme person, and the only object of our, devotion, the only goal of our life, the only reason why we are born is simply to attain Him. But we form different relationships here and we get attached to somebody or the other in the material world. And that is illusion. Thinking that somebody else can give us that same happiness which only Krishna can give. So that is the goal. And only some rare people can understand this, the bhaktas. Even the rishis and the yogis, they have a separate identity. They still are not surrendered and thinking, I'm Krishna's servant. They're still thinking, I meditate on Krishna, but I want a separate identity of my own, having some powers of my own. That's why they cannot understand Krishna. But to understand Krishna, you don't need anything else except to understand the truth. Are we really wanting the truth? Or are we wanting something less than the truth, some illusion mixed with truth? Many people settle for some amount of truth with a lot of illusion mixed with it, but only a bhakta. And in bhakti also, Goloka Vrindavana, Krishna, to be in the rasa dance, you want to be part of Krishna's, Madhurya Ras, then absolutely no falsehood, no illusion, no ahankar, complete surrender. That is the only qualification. So that is the topmost. Completes, and He has given us that. So we should not settle for anything less. Even after becoming liberated, there are grades of surrender to Krishna. Even the ones in Dwarka, imagine even the queens of Dwarka are not anywhere near the gopis of Vrindavana. That's why Goloka Vrindavana is far above even Dwarka and all that. Because there is absolutely no thought for themselves. Everything is for Krishna's pleasure. And that is why they are in the maximum bliss. And not only that, Krishna loves them the most. Just now I was reading this thing in another class about Radharani and Krishna. So one day, Krishna glorified Radharani and he was telling her that, if anybody worships me without worshipping you, their worship will be fruitless. And anyone who chants Radha and Krishna's names together, they will get all blessings. They'll become very dear to me. You are so dear to me that you're even greater than Mother Yashoda. So Radharani said, ho, now I know. You're just telling all these words, but it is not true. Who can be more dear than Yashoda Mai? She is your mother and you're very dear to her. She is very dear to you. Now don't try to trick me and all that. Krishna smiled and he said, okay, you will see. And so there was a pastime. So one day what happened? Um, this all the gopis, they had taken Radha and Krishna to another house, and in the evening time, and they were all dancing, and they were small, probably in the Pauganda age, between 5 and 10, not in the youthful thing. So they were all dancing, singing, and playing, and all this. Then Mother Yashoda happened to come there, and she told the gopis, why do you tire Krishna so much? Whole day he is walking with the cows. Then he comes back, and then you're all making him dance. He'll become so tired. And I'm sure I know you're all doing this every day. And don't do this. This is not good. Then Radharani just kept quiet. And then the gopis, they told, inspired by Krishna, they told, this is not your Krishna. This is another Krishna. Mother Yashoda said, what? Other Krishna? He looks just like, I mean, how can it be? She said, yeah, why? There are so many children who have got, I mean, not so many, that it's possible another child also has Krishna name. Okay, that is possible, but how does he look exactly like my Krishna? Uh, then they said, see, if you want, you go and check in your house. Maybe your Krishna is sleeping there. So Mother Yashoda immediately went there. And she went to the bedroom and she was shocked. She saw Krishna sleeping there. She came back and she said, yeah, but how? I mean, she came and said, yes, my Krishna is there. How is it possible that there is another Krishna just like my son? And not only that, I'm feeling affection for this Krishna also. What is the mystery behind this? So then they said that, okay, if you want, no. And she said, my Krishna is only best. This Krishna, no, the gopis will say, see, your Krishna is your son. Our Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is only created everything. He even taught Brahmaji a lesson. All these things they'll say. Yashoda Mai will say, even my Krishna, when he was 3 months old only, he killed Putana, Shakata, Sura, Trinavrata. Whole of Rajabhumi knows about this. So they'll be arguing like this, my Krishna, your Krishna. So they will say, okay, let us have, make both. Mother Yashoda will say, okay, you come, bring your Krishna there, and we'll make both of them meet. And so, because she is totally shocked about this, one more Krishna. So they agree. But then Radharani will say, I mean, inspired by Krishna, all this Krishna only gives all these ideas. So Radharani will say, now they start dancing, then suppose they get exchanged, our Krishna goes off to you and your Krishna comes to us, then what will happen? So Radharani will take a chandan, and put a mark on Krishna's forehead and say, okay, my Krishna has got sandalwood thing. So then they will go there, and Mother Yashoda will go and bring her Krishna. Come, he was sleeping. He'll wake him up. Come, you have to dance. And so both of them were dancing. And then suddenly what happened? Krishna merged his body into the one with the Chandan mark, Radharani's Krishna. And then okay, they finished the dance. Okay, now no dance because there's only one Krishna. Radharani and gopis will say, okay, now we are leaving. Mother Yashoda said, no, but where is my Krishna? Give him back to me. As if we don't know. So you see our Krishna, he's got the Chandan lap, he's standing here. We don't, how will I go search for your Krishna? I don't know where he is. So Mother Yashoda will say, oh, Radhe, please, I can't live without Krishna. My life is leaving me. My life where is leaving me. And she caught hold of Radharani's feet. Actually, Krishna would have told Radharani that, see, you're not believing na, that you are more dear to me than even Mother Yashoda. One day I will make her catch your feet, lotus feet. Then you will know. So this is this the whole Leela is for that. And then Mother Yashoda caught hold of Radharani's feet. Hey Radhe, please. I can't live without Krishna. My life is leaving me. And then Krishna will look at Radharani and smile. So, then what will happen? Mother Yashoda will faint. Then Radharani will say, hey, Krishna is, your mother has borne you for 10 months. Okay, she is dying now. Do something about it. then Krishna will smile and say, she will not die. Then, so then what will happen is Radharani will wake up Yashoda Mai by saying, your Krishna is here. Your Krishna is here. You know what he was doing? He felt tired because of dancing. So he went and slept in his bed. You go and check, your Krishna will be there. So Mother Yashoda trusted. Radharani never tells any lies. So she will immediately go up and see, and her Krishna is there. So they are very happy. She was very happy, and all the gopis and Radharani left. So in this way, you know, how glorious the kind of pastimes he has with Radha and Krishna, he doesn't have with anybody else. Only with them, all kind of naughty things he does. He doesn't do naughty things anywhere else. This kind of completely, it is a totally different natured Krishna. You cannot say how, I mean, the kind of Krishna in Vraja is a totally different personality from, very serious, sober, king-like person in Dwarka. And yeah, Mathura and Dwaraka, he's very sober. He doesn't do naughty things like a little bit. Of course, Krishna means naughty only, but then here is totally on a different personal, very, very personal level with no kind of, um, you know, formalities or some kind of, putting on airs that he's the Lord or something. No, he never puts on airs, but not even the formalities or the seriousness. He's just completely different. No seriousness, does joking, playing all the time. So that Krishna, to understand him, requires that we become so simple, very, very simple, childlike, with no desires at all, no material desires for wanting something for ourselves. Only Krishna. That is what we have to aspire for. Why, Krishna, do I have any material desire? Why can't I be like a pure, child, only looking up to you and glorifying you? And in that glorification, the devotee is also glorified. Prabhupada said that when the devotee decorates Krishna, that devotee also becomes decorated. When we glorify Krishna, the devotee also becomes glorified along with Krishna, everything with Krishna. As long as we are with Krishna, we are glorified. Who can be with Krishna unless they are very glorious? So that is the level of bhakti yoga helps us to get. Even in bhakti, there are different levels of bhakti. And here is talking about complete surrender to Krishna, having no desire. So much he explained about how the mind and the body are all just material, and mind, all impressions, feelings, everything is in the mind. And I'm not the mind, and how we need to engage in, worshipping Lord. Such detail he has given us in this, the Gita. अभिक्षणसस् अभिक्षणसस्ते गदितं ध्यानं विपष्टं युक्तिमत् एतद् विज्ञायमुच्येत पुरुषो नष्ट संशय. I've repeatedly spoken this knowledge to you with clear reasoning. Anyone who properly understands it will become free from all doubts and attain liberation. This doubt is, what is the doubt we have? Because we cannot see Krishna, we cannot see spirit, we cannot see our own soul. So we have a doubt. We are so much used to these material things around us. We only believe in that. But there are so many things happening without our knowledge. So many things, many, many things, much more things than what we are able to see on the subtle level, also on the spiritual level. So that is why this knowledge helps us to understand how Krishna is in every atom, at all times, everywhere. He is the Supreme Person. Then we can have complete faith in Him and then not be disturbed by this material world, especially in Kali Yuga, horrible, hellish place. And if we don't have this knowledge about Krishna, we are finished. How many people are committing suicide? How many people are murdering? How many people are taking drugs, intoxication, smoking, everything just to forget their unhappiness in material life? And the only thing that keeps devotees alive and happy is the knowledge that there is the supreme truth, Krishna, who is the absolute truth. There is no truth but Him. Everything else is just illusion. If our suffering is also illusion, so called happiness is also illusion, very, very temporary, it hardly matters. But what our life will be completely successful in all ways, only and only if we take shelter of Krishna and have complete faith that at all times Krishna is there, even though we don't see him. But we know through logic he has explained, I am here, my dear. I've repeatedly spoken this knowledge to you. He's telling Uddhava, but that is for us also. I've repeated to you with clear reasoning. Anyone who properly understands it will become free from all doubts and attain liberation. What is liberation? Liberation means that we are always aware that Krishna is the absolute truth, and everything we see in this material world only in relation with him. That is liberation. But when we forget him, then we get entangled in the illusion and we don't see the connection with Krishna, and we get very disturbed, or we get too much entangled and we think, I must have this sense gratification. Oh, it's so nice. And Maya's very, very smart. She can very easily put us completely enmeshed in Maya and finish. Then we have no connection with Krishna and we suffer and enjoy and suffer and enjoy going through. And in Kali Yuga, it's a horrible chase. Suviviktam tava prashnam mayetad api dharayet sanatanam brahma guhyam param brahmadi gacchati. Anyone who fixes his attention on these clear answers to your questions will attain to the eternal, confidential goal of the Vedas, the supreme absolute truth. This is the highest perfection. And so many people are on the spiritual path. So many yogis, rishis, munis, so many people are there. Even now, all over India, anywhere you go in all the mountains, holy places, so many rishis, yogis, munis are all there. But they are all trying so hard for the same supreme absolute truth, same Krishna only. But there are different levels. It's very difficult. We can never dream. They are all able to meditate. They've given up material life and they're able to meditate for hours and hours. They can chant Om and meditate and hear a mind. One Hare Krishna mantra, even we can't hear properly. Mind is running helter and skelter. Just imagine our situation. But simply by the heart being activated, we cannot control the mind. So mind is not, Prabhupada said, forget about the mind. You will not be able to control it. The yogis, rishis, they somehow got some detachment from this material life. So they are able to go sit there, meditate, all. They go into deep trance and all that. We're not able to do that all the time. While chanting also, any slight sound, any slight smell, everything distracts us. And then that's it. Then we start thinking about that. What chanting, what meditation we are doing. But that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us a method by which a heart is activated. If a heart is activated, then the heart can overcome the mind. And that is why we need to develop love for Krishna, purify. That is what everything, listen about Krishna Katha, eat prasadam, serve Vaishnavas, all to do with our heart, developing love for Krishna, affection for him by, through the heart. And then the heart becomes stronger and more and more in love with Krishna, then easily we can control the mind. Even something comes, we spit at the thought. I don't want any sense gratification. I've got superior thing. Krishna is there and I want to serve him. So that is why for us, heart chakra is the one most important. Forget about the mind. Don't even think about the mind because it's impossible to control the mind. So we have to activate the heart. And how do we activate it? By Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us very clearly. See, put the holy name, the ghee from your with your wooden spoon like tongue, put it into the Yajna Kunda ear, and where does it go? To the heart. Heart gets activated by the ghee, and the fire starts burning. So that is what only the heart is being concentrated here. Forget the mind, completely no mind. See our technique, far different from all these yogis, gyanis. They are able to control the mind and then they are able to meditate on the super soul. That is a very big achievement. We're not able to do that. Mind is running this way, that way, this way, that way. We're not able to think about Krishna. But that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us circumventing that mind, go to the heart. That's why we have to activate the heart. Whatever makes a heart activated, that's what we should think of. Love the devotees, serve the devotees, give Krishna consciousness to everyone. Love, love, love. Then mind is easily subdued. Ya etan mama bhakteshu sampradadhyat supushkalam tasyaham brahmadayasya dadami atmanam atmana. One who liberally disseminates this knowledge amongst my devotees is the bestower of the absolute truth. And to him, I give my very own self. Just imagine what can be greater than getting Krishna? He is the source of all wealth. And Krishna says, what we have to do? One who liberally disseminates this knowledge. Don't see, oh, these people are dear to me, I will give them. Those other people I will not give, they're all bad or whatever. No discrimination. Liberal, anyone, even our enemy, I'm ready to give. I mean, enemy means they may think we are their enemies and they may cause all problems. Still, a devotee doesn't discriminate, wants to give this knowledge to everyone among my devotees. And he says, one who liberally, not even to non-devotees, saying devotees, because we are not supposed to preach to the atheistic people, that is an offense. Too much we should not give them. So, one who liberally disseminates this knowledge among my devotees is the bestower of the absolute truth. And to him, I give my very own self. So you can see how preaching is so important. Through preaching, we can purchase Krishna very quickly. Other services take a long time, but preaching is what satisfies. Krishna says among in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also, never will there be a devotee, uh, never never is there a devotee, and nor will there be in in the future anybody who is as dear to me as one who shares this knowledge with others. So unmotivated sharing of knowledge. Simply, I just want to give. That's it. No charging money or no saying that you should, no conditions, nothing. I just give you knowledge just because you're also part and parcel of Krishna. And I want to simply serve and please Krishna. That is the payment we have to do to purchase Krishna. If you put any conditions in between, you will get those conditions and you'll get a conditioned. Krishna is not conditioned, but our conditioning covers that knowledge. And so we cannot see the complete Krishna. We want Krishna as he is, the topmost form of Krishna. And he's saying, I give myself, my very own self to him. Ya etat samadhita pavitram paramam suchi sapuyeta har ahar mam jnana deepena darshayan. He who loudly recites the supreme knowledge, which is the most lucid and purifying, becomes purified day by day, for he reveals me to others with the lamp of transcendental knowledge. See, these verses are so very motivating to do preaching, right? To sharing this knowledge with everyone. He who loudly recites this supreme knowledge, which is the most lucid and purifying, right? It is very, very simple to understand. It's not complicated, like some Upanishads and then, oh, hidden meanings and this and that. You have to. This is very simple. In fact, if you see in Krishna's pastimes, in the 10th canto, the purports are not much at all. In all other cantos, you have long, long purports. But in the 10th canto, hardly much purports, because it's very, very clear what we have to do, all about Krishna. Anybody can take to it, and it's most purifying. And how does he become purified? Day by day. That is what we should look for. Every day, have I at least even 1 inch advanced, become more purified. That's all. And Krishna is saying, if you continue sharing this knowledge with others, you will become purified day by day. Every day, that means you are getting more purified. For he reveals me to others with the lamp of transcendental knowledge. You can see how Krishna values this as the most wonderful, most dear service. Sharing this knowledge with others endears us to him so much that he's ready to give himself. You can see what giving himself means. Radharani and the gopis were acting like Krishna as their property. This, and Yashoda Mai was saying, "This is my Krishna," and they were saying, "This is my Krishna." And Krishna was just silently, he was just going wherever they took him. So that is what it is. We can have Krishna. Ya etat shraddhaya nityam avyagra shrunuyan nara mai bhaktim param kurvan karma birna sabhadyate. Anyone who regularly listens to this knowledge with faith and attention, all the while engaging in my pure devotional service, will never become bound by the reactions of material work. So this karma is a horrible thing. First of all, we have past karmas which are affecting. Every activity we do has got a reaction. Every minute, whatever we do has got a reaction. So we're building up reaction after reaction after reaction, good and bad. But if we regularly listen to this knowledge with faith and attention, all the while engaging in my pure devotional service, will never become bound by the reactions of material work. Why? Because we'll become so addicted to Krishna that all work we do thinking of him, then there is no karma. If we remember Krishna, no karma for it. That's why Krishna says, Ma yujyasva, um, sorry, mas, um, mas maran, mams sparaneva yujyasva. You think about me and fight the war. War also you're supposed to fight thinking of Krishna. Then why not every other activity? In war only it's very difficult to think of Krishna, because you have to keep your anger on the enemy, attack them, think of different strategies to outwit them, or all the while. But Krishna says, no, not that you do the work and think of me. He says, first think of me, then you do your work. That is perfection. And that is, you can only think of Krishna in such trying circumstances when you're absolutely sure that Krishna is there. Even in the war field, Krishna is only there with me. And I can fight anyone. Whatever Krishna says, oh Krishna, I'm meditating on you. My body is all yours. My mind is yours. Please direct me what I should do. I'm ready to be killed. If you want me to be killed, I'm ready to be killed also. I'm ready to do my duty. That is the thing he was teaching Arjuna. You must be ready. You should success or defeat, life and death, nothing. You want to do your duty, and the topmost thing he said, do it for me. In the beginning, he was saying, even as a Kshatriya, you must do your duty. At different levels of thought, he was telling, you're still supposed to fight. But finally, he said, no, just surrender to me. Do whatever I tell you. That's it, finished. And so, and then we will never become bound by the reactions of material work. Why do we want karma? Karma is a horrible thing. We are doing things for our own sense gratification. We are going to be bound by that. We're going to, okay, if you do good activities, you'll get good results and more enjoyment. But because the sense gratificatory mood is degrades our mind, we become more in a more, in an enjoying mood, then our purified goodness mode will be reduced, it'll become more passionate, and then yes, we will definitely commit sins. So there is no way that through sense gratification will not become degraded, we will become. So what is the point of that karma? But if we do everything connected with Krishna, not only the work gets done, you will become happy, all good results will come, and over and above, no karma at all. And thinking about Krishna means he is there with you. If you Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Smaranam also is equal to Krishna. If you're thinking of Krishna, he is there with us. Then what will go wrong if Krishna is there? Or even things are going wrong, he will give the solutions also. Krishna creates problems, and he gives solutions also. So if Krishna is there, if with us, we forget Krishna, when we meet with problems, we'll become very down, and we'll think, oh, what is the use? What is the use? I've been doing so many devotional service and still I'm suffering. What is the point? We'll get all kinds of doubts. But if you're thinking of Krishna, then we'll think of him. Oh, Krishna, this problem has come now, you tell me. And repeated problems also, Krishna will test, maybe according to our progress, he will get test. Nobody can say, I want to pass and get a certificate, I want to get my degree, but no test. Without test, I'll just attend the class and you give me certificate. It's not going to be. You have to pass the test in order to be qualified, that I have assimilated everything and I know this knowledge. So Krishna will also test us whether we are qualified to go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, if you want to stay on here, okay, test and all will be very, very easy. Okay, those, because if you want to, like for example, in India, okay, because the exams and all, there's a lot of cheating and all that. So in America, if you want to go there to that university, you have to write another test. They will test you nicely, and then only take. So in the same way, if you want something very good, then you should pass. You should be qualified for that. And that is, we have to always think of Krishna. Api uddhavatvaya brahma sake samavadharitam apite vigato moha shokaschasau manobhava. My dear friend Uddhava, have you now completely understood this transcendental knowledge? Are the confusion and lamentation that arose in your mind now dispelled? See the same pattern. He also, Krishna asked Arjuna also, have everything, all your doubts been cleared? So same thing is asking Uddhava. Sri Uddhava had been bewildered by considering manifestations of Lord Krishna's own potency to be separate from him. Uddhava's lamentation arose because he thought himself separated from Lord Krishna. Actually, Sri Uddhava is an eternally liberated soul, but the Lord placed him in bewilderment and lamentation so that the supreme knowledge of the Uddhava Gita could be spoken. Lord Krishna's question here indicates that if Uddhava had not perfectly understood this knowledge, Lord Krishna would have explained the same thing again. According to Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, since Sri Uddhava is the intimate friend of Lord Krishna, the Lord's question here was in a friendly, playful spirit. The Lord was well aware of Uddhava's complete enlightenment in Krishna consciousness. So that's why he is saying, my dear friend Uddhava. He didn't say like a guru disciple. So, my dear friend Uddhava, have you now completely understood this transcendental knowledge? Are the confusion and lamentation that arose in your mind now dispelled? Because Krishna said he was leaving and he told him to stay here. Then Uddhava was bewildered and he asked. So Krishna spoke about all about himself and how we can connect with him. That's the most wonderful thing about Krishna consciousness, is that physical thing is not the way to connect. Oh, only if I live in Vrindavan, only if I live in Mayapur, and then only if I do such and such a thing, I can do bhakti. No, Any situation you can do bhakti, can connect with Krishna. And when we connect with Krishna, Krishna is there with us. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his song, Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula, he says all the different things by which our bhakti will increase. And after saying all that, finally he says, Jedina Deko what Grihete Golaka Baya. I was, worshipping, and then he saw Goloka in his own house. So that means when we do Shuddha Bhakti, Vrindavana is here. He said, first starting with Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu, you take the dust from a pure devotee's lotus feet and put it on your head. That is the beginning of all bhakti. And then he said about Ekadashi day also, what? Ye dina jane bhakti janani. Ekadashi is bhakti, mother of bhakti. She can give bhakti to us if we follow Ekadashi. So all the different things which are very important for bhakti, he mentions in that song. And finally he says, I saw Goloka in my own house. So that is what we should aim for, that it's possible. It's possible when I understand who Krishna is, who I am, and I'm ready to drop all the illusion. We should know, we should be convinced that I'm not going to be happy in illusion. How so many people, it's easy to fall into illusion, right? One temptation, something, hey, come, yaar, you be happy in this material world. Then we falter. Oh, so much sense gratification. Maybe first I'll try that out and then again come to Krishna later. That means our faith is not built up in Krishna yet, that we can fumble like that and fall. That is the test. Whether you fail or pass the test, something, anything is given to you, you must say, will I have Krishna? Will I be able to serve Krishna? Then only I'll accept. Like when we are being taken to a devotee, if the Vishnu Dutas come to take the devotee, then first they will go via all the planetary systems. So we'll go via Swargaloka, Mahatloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, all these lokas. And then there we will see, oh my God, look at all the residents, so beautiful and so wonderfully they are doing. Nice, nice. I mean, they're so affectionate to each other, so talented, so beautiful. They're doing very nice. Then we think, oh, how nice it would have been to live here. I never experienced. On the earth, it was very bad. But maybe here, material life is not so bad. If you think like that, immediately, and you need to even speak. If you think in your mind, Vishnu Dutas will know, okay, please, and they'll deplane us. Stay here. You enjoy. So that is why over there also there is a test. Always until we leave this material universe, at the last point also, there must be one check this thing, checking up whether we are ready to finally make it out, liberate ourselves from this fort. And for that, we have to have complete knowledge, understanding about what is the truth, what is illusion. So Krishna is, imagine, he has told so much and then he's asking, have you understood? Huh? Are your doubts all over? This is a wonderful teacher, right? Teacher will tell so much and then she'll ask, any doubts? You can ask, I'm ready to explain all over again. What nowadays, there's no time only to study all that. Okay, this point to this point, study this and come, read on your own. And then if you have doubts, okay, maybe they'll clarify, but not all. I mean, there's no time, or they don't have the patience and they're not going to ask, have you understood? Do you want me to explain again? That is a real great teacher, a teacher who loves to teach and make sure that the other person understands and tries to understand their point of view and tries to understand what they are asking and to be able to clarify all the doubts in a very simple, easy way. That is a real teacher. That is Krishna, like him, and anyone who follows in his footsteps. Naitatvaya dambikaya nastikaya shataya cha ashushrusur abhaktaya durvinitaya diyatam. You should not share this instruction with anyone who is hypocritical, atheistic, or dishonest, or with anyone who will not listen faithfully, who is not a devotee, or who is simply not humble. So that is also another thing. All this confidential knowledge, that is the ninth offense, right? To instruct the faithless about the glories of the holy name, not such intimate details and all that. We can talk to atheistic people about how logically to prove that God exists, life comes from life, and all those books, a scientific basis of Krishna consciousness. Those things we should preach, not go and tell them 10th canto, 11th canto. You tell about Uddhav Gita, they will go crazy and they might be offensive. So that's why he's saying don't share this instruction. Use your discrimination with anyone who's hypocritical. They'll simply say, oh, they'll do bhakti, but inside they'll be planning something else, atheistic or dishonest, or with anyone who will not listen faithfully, who's not a devotee, or who's simply not humble. So, unless we are humble, we can never understand spiritual truths. So, why tell all this? It's waste of time to someone who's very proud. So, we have to only give to the level that they want. To proud people, say, please, please come visit our temple or whatever. And then when they come there, we have to treat them very nicely, give them very nice royal seat and nice food and a lot of attention. Then only they will. So, there are those types of people also, and to them you go and say surrender to Krishna, and where we have to just think about Krishna's pleasure. You say like that, won't make any sense to them, and they might say something offensive also. Eter dosher vihinaya brahmanyaya priyaya cha sadhaveshu cha ye bhuyat bhaktisya chudra yoshitam. This knowledge should be taught to one who's free from these bad qualities, who's dedicated to the welfare of the Brahmanas, and who's kindly disposed, saintly and pure. And if common workers and women are found to have devotion for the Supreme Lord, they're also to be accepted as qualified hearers. So the devotion and the faith in God is the clincher. What makes us qualified to hear this knowledge is simply our devotion for the Supreme Lord. Bhakti is so exalted. Bhakti is very simple that in materialistic people cannot understand how great it is. They think a jnani is greater than a bhakta because he's more austere, he's got a lot of, and a yogi also has got mystic powers. So people normally, common people think they are all very great. What this bhakta is simply sitting in one place and chanting, they don't know. नैतद् विज्ञाय जिज्ञासुर् ज्ञातव्यम् अवशिष्यते पीत्वा पीयूषम् अमृतम् पातव्यम् navashishyate. When an inquisitive person comes to understand this knowledge, he has nothing further to know. After all, one who has drunk the most palatable nectar without sins cannot remain thirsty. So if you are inquisitive to know about transcendental knowledge, then everything, all our questions will be answered. Nothing further to know once we know this truth, isn't it? After all, one who has drunk the most palatable nectar cannot remain thirsty. And figuratively, it is Srimad Bhagavatam and Uddhav Gita in particular. If you've heard this, there is nothing further left to be heard. Because he has glorified bhakti, he has also given gyan, but he has given us the goal of all these activities. Jnane karmani yoge cha vartayam dandadharane yavan artho nrinam tata tavam steham chaturvidah. Through analytical knowledge, ritualistic work, mystic yoga, mundane business, and political rule, through analytical knowledge, ritualistic work, mystic yoga, mundane business, and political rule, people seek to advance in religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. But because you are my devotees, whatever men come can whatever men can accomplish in these multifarious ways, you will very easily and within but because you're my devotee, whatever men can accomplish in these multifarious ways, you will very easily find within me. So, Lord, everything that other people are discovering and looking for materially and in spiritual activities, everything you will find very easily within me. One stop shop. You just go to Krishna, you get the benefit of everything. Lord Krishna is the basis of all that exists. And one who takes exclusive shelter of the Lord never suffers any loss whatsoever for his intelligent decision to surrender to Krishna. So Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, they try to different processes. Analytical knowledge, Karma Kanda, Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, mundane business and political rule. Why do they do all this? Just to advance in Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But Krishna is saying, if you come to me, you will very easily find all the good qualities, whatever they have, whatever they can accomplish. A devotee can easily find in Krishna. Lord Krishna is the basis of all that exists, and one who takes exclusive shelter of the Lord never suffers any loss whatsoever for his intelligent decision, never suffers any loss whatsoever for his intelligent decision to surrender to Krishna. Okay, so that's never suffers any loss whatsoever for his intelligent decision to surrender to Krishna. So that's the amazing thing. It's all given by Krishna himself. So much about bhakti. Out of deep love, Krishna is giving to us through Uddhava. That's why he made Uddhava stay here and take this knowledge to all the great rishis and munis who never got Krishna's association. So spiritual life is full of love. That is real love, compassion on the spiritual platform. Devotees, when they see other devotees, serious devotees, or those who have real faith in Krishna, then that gives exhilaration, happiness, isn't it? We want to spend some time with such devotees. So that is the, happiness. Happiness is to see Krishna everywhere. See Krishna through our work, see Krishna through our knowledge, see Krishna in our devotional services, and see Krishna in the association of devotees. We must see everybody only in relation to Krishna. Then we'll feel very happy always with all Vaishnavas and will not degrade ourselves with our mind. The mind is the root cause of all suffering and the enemy number one who unnecessarily makes us think on all useless things. Like, one Mataji was sharing how her grandfather, he's in the verge of, he's got many problems because he used to be smoking. And somehow, after a lot of effort, spending lot of money, the family members, they got him cured. So otherwise, he would have died. He would have got cancer, whatever. But somehow now, after spending so much money, they got him cured. And then this thing. Then now he's saying, I'm getting urged to smoke. Then he said, I don't mind even if I die while smoking. This is not fair. And all the family members, how shocked they were. So they started reconciling themselves. Okay, what to do? He's not going to listen. He wants to smoke. So like that, if we don't have control over ourselves, then it's this thing. But in devotee association, we know it is stupid to seek all these sense gratificatory activities which take us away from Krishna and just takes us to suffering. On the other hand, we control ourselves, and even if the mind is telling us, no, no, I want sense gratification, then we have to use this logic, whatever he has given us. How I'm not the mind, whatever happiness I'm seeking in material life, how long does it last? Doesn't last long. And in fact, many people are trying to see that you don't enjoy. We have a lot of such people also in this world. And then it goes away, and then you lose Krishna also in the bargain, and you have a lot of suffering also. So we have to use our intelligence, and sharp intelligence has to check the mind from misbehaving and overruling us. And that's why we develop the heart through bhakti. Then we can subdue the mind easily. Just shut up. I'm not interested in you. We don't even say shut up. We just completely ignore the mind. Never, never. Always be careful. Where is all my thoughts coming from? Is it the mind or from the heart? The region of the heart is purifying, it's inspiring. The mind, it's very limiting and very selfish, self centered. Okay, we'll stop now. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments?
Mataji, Hare Krishna, please accept my humble wishes.
Yeah, please accept humble obeisances.
Mataji, this verse number 30, where Krishna says, whom not to share these instructions, like atheist, dishonest, or the people who are not humble, not devotee. Then how do we understand this in context of Nityanand Prabhu preaching to Jagai Madai? Because they were doing all the offenses, right?
Yeah, but he never gave them Bhagavatam class. He just told them that you're going to suffer. So please chant Hare Krishna. Please come. So he was only giving basic knowledge. He never told all these intricate. He's saying that don't share such this knowledge. For example, Uddhava Gita. It is so elaborate and very confidential. Only to devotees we must share, or those who are very sincere. Sometimes new devotees also, they might be very, very, very sincere and we can share with them. But somebody who's atheistic, proud, and faithless, then we shouldn't share because we are harming them also. They will go into a, you know, critical mood and they'll say, what, these people are exaggerating so much. I don't believe in this or whatever. Then we will be implicated in that offense of making them commit offense.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, Mataji, what is the question?
Question is, we've been advised not to share this knowledge with those who are atheistic, proud, all those sort of people. Then, but Nityananda Prabhu preached to Jagai Madai. So, I was saying that Jagai Madai, he just gave basic knowledge.
He is Bhagavan,
No,
so he can do.
no. He did not give Uddhav Gita to him. He spoke Uddhav Gita only to Uddhava. Okay, he is a devotee, so this wonderful knowledge he gave to Uddhava. He did not speak all this to Jagai Madai. Jagai Madai, only basic things they were saying. You nonsense, you're going to suffer in hell. You better stop this and, chant Hare Krishna. That is all he was saying. That we can say. Or you prove to the atheists the existence of God. Life comes from life. Scientific basis of Krishna consciousness. That's all.
Mataji, that is so many are asking in our 10 offenses that they mention, no, don't instruct faithless people. So that so many are asking why then Nityananda Prabhu instructed to Jagai Madai.
What he spoke to Jagai Madai, he didn't tell them about, all the intimate or, these sort of things. He didn't give Bhagavatam class to them.
But if he asking them to chant Mataji and they are offensing, that is they are reacting negatively. So that is also an offense, right? Because
Yeah, then you stop.
if you are
Suppose
asking some
somebody, even
to
if you just say
chant,
chant Hare Krishna, there is God, and then they get very angry. Okay, we stop. We just give them prasadam. Take prasadam, and then if they would like
okay,
to come for festivals and like that, something we have to see what they're ready to do.
okay,
Or sometimes we just make friendship with them, and very, very, very less we tell about Krishna. It's all doing things for Krishna, and sometimes engaging them in some service without their knowledge, without saying, oh, you're supposed to do devotional service to Krishna. But we just say, oh, can you help me out? Can you do this, some, computer work or something like that? So they may like you because just out of friendship, they may say, okay, I'll do. Then that way we build Sukriti for them.
okay.
And in Bhakti Vriksha also, there are these impersonal types of people. Sometimes, not everything, but impersonalists are also there, but not the vast majority, thankfully. But if you happen to get them, if it's your karma to get a impersonalist, him also, we shouldn't keep on telling him do bhakti, he'll get very irritated. Instead, without his knowledge anyway, when we are studying in the class, he knows or gets to know all what Prabhupada says. And then you engage them in service, feeding prasadam, all those things, then slowly their heart, and be very friendly and affectionate, then the heart wears off. From the heart only we have to attempt preaching, not from the head. You tell to the head, then they'll make all offenses. They'll be critical. How is it possible? And all these things. But somehow we are very nice, even to atheistic people, and we show a lot of kindness and love and interest in them. And then their heart melts. Then it's very convenient. Then you can put little knowledge there, and that will be absorbed. From the heart, knowledge is absorbed very fast, spiritual knowledge, and it becomes realization. From the mind, oh, it takes a long time to reach the heart, because ultimately Krishna consciousness is all with the heart, isn't it? We are supposed to love Krishna. That's the goal of life, goal of our devotion. So that is where we have to try and reach out to the heart. That is very fast. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's method. Just embrace them, glorify them, make them feel very nice, and give them a lot of prasadam and to serve them. Oh, I love going there. They're so loving. Yeah, I'm coming, I'm coming. Then slowly, anyway, they will listen to all the katha, and it will digest also. Because now their heart is opened up, then the knowledge, when it goes there, it becomes realized knowledge. Without opening the heart, you just feed the mind, it just remains theory. Someone may know all the Shastras by heart, and they can quote and they can do everything, all that. But has it reached the heart yet? If it's not reached the heart, it just remains theory, not practical application. That's why we have to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's footsteps and work on the heart first. Like, digging the earth to put the seed of bhakti. We make everything very, very soft bed with lot of fertilizer, everything, nutrients, and then you put the seed, it starts growing very fast. But without doing that, you simply put a very nice seed also you put there, it takes a long time to grow. So that's why we should do the trick of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and give lot of hugs. That one Mataji said. One Bhakti Vriksha couple, they were coming, members, husband was progressing, wife, no, thus far and no further. She just stuck to her stubbornly. Then she thought, what to do with this wife? So she started hugging her. Every class coming, hug, going, hug. Uh, and within very quick time, she changed and she started chanting 16 rounds. So she said, I believe in hugs. Hugs. Very nice. Just hug. And yes, Krishna. That's very nice. No, where do we have time to make them, make devotees? We can quickly make. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the road also he hugged everyone and gave them Krishna Prem. Very fast he made them devotees, now pure devotees, simply by one hug. At least we can do inside, hug everyone, so that love, the heart has to be opened up. We might think, oh, we might be cynical. What is this? Simply one hug and then they'll become Krishna conscious. This is all nonsense, sentimental. We might think, but the science behind it is you open the heart, you make them feel emotions, love, then knowledge, it can be easily assimilated. That's why Krishna in the Prabhupada in the Bhagavad Gita purports also, he says, Arjuna, he was so soft-hearted, he was crying. That is why he is a fit candidate for Krishna consciousness, he's saying. So your heart has to be soft. Then only bhakti will grow fast. So we'll make it soft by being very nice to them, loving to them, then go for picnics. That's how picnic. Why picnic is very good for Krishna consciousness? Because there we are able to interact on a more personal level and make them feel something, not just brainy, only thinking of philosophy, vairagya, not that, only that, but how to love and serve. Then very quickly they'll progress.
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranamam Mataji. I
I
think according to Kali, I saw some people practically, Mataji, they used to behave humble outside, but inner they are not humble, Mataji. Their feelings are different. But how can we tackle this in that situations, Mataji? Outside they will speak softly like that, but what they do the tasks practically, they are not soft at all. They are very tough. How can we deal these type of people, Mataji?
I mean, see, everybody is proud only. Who is very humble when they first come to Krishna consciousness? Then we make them humble by tricking them. Come, wash. You want to serve Krishna? Go wash vessels. And then we give them all those things. See, first, in any discipline, in any subject matter, uh, first you have to do menial service and learn to become obedient. Then only more knowledge is given to a person, right? In any, Gurukul also, you have to be obedient to the Guru. That is the first thing. Before you get all knowledge, first you have to become humble. So they will tell, whatever Guru calls you, then only you can eat. If he doesn't call you for one day, you have to fast. We have to learn how to become obedient, humble, and soft, all this. So, and that is not the quality in the material world. We're taught to be very proud, as it is, we are born proud. On top of that, the family and then the teachers and everyone is just, that's what everybody is very puffed up. So when they come, you have to slowly remove that pride by engaging them in the service of Krishna, in the service of Vaishnavas. Would you like to serve prasadam? Would you like to clean? Give them all those kind of services. So then slowly they will, otherwise they might think, gee, I will not do such services. I'm not a servant. They may think like that. But by doing that, serving others, for example, can you please drop this person? Why we engage people in services? Then slowly they think, oh, this is so joyful. to serve others. I'm not getting any money out of it. Still, I'm spending time and doing all this seva without their knowledge, because actually, spiritually, everybody is sweet and humble and a part and parcel of Krishna. This covering is what is making them. That is why Prabhupada said, any new person comes, send them to the kitchen, go wash pots, big pots. Those days, grow that to cook on the firewood, a lot of soot, black soot, and you have to really scrub and scrub and scrub, and has to be shining. Not even one speck should be there. So, like this, if you train them, then automatically they'll become humble. We don't do all that. What we do, come, come, Prabhu Mataji, sit, sit. I will do all the service. You eat, eat, and go, go. And then they don't develop any humility. We have to slowly engage them out of love for doing services. That may take more trouble because you have to train them. Okay, do like this. Okay, and lovingly we teach them, engage them in services. That is our expertise. If you engage everyone in service, then you have done your job and they will all progress. If you don't engage in service, I'll only do all service. Okay, you simply come, sit in my class and go. Then what they will, they'll be proud only. They'll stop coming also.
Okay, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So don't feel, I mean, maybe you're not doing that. I'm just saying that we have to help people, and don't flatter them or stop telling lies or start telling lies to please them. No appeasement. We try to appease and appease and appease people to keep them coming. And with the result, they become more and more and more spoiled. Then drop of a hat, they get very upset. Oh, somebody said something to me. I'm not coming. I'm not going to chant because this devotee said something to me, or they did that. There's ultra touchy they become. No. Then we have to counsel them and say, what is this? This is not on. We have to become more harm. I mean, whatever level they are according to that, but no appeasement. Just tweak the rules so that they will be keep on building up their false ego. But we are here to cut the false ego in slow way. Of course, we can't just suddenly take a knife and cut the finish, they'll die. But we have to gently put ointment and tell them, my dear, forget all your whatever. That's what Prabhupada said in the beginning. We tell them, oh, my dear sir, you're so wonderful, you have nice qualities, you're so educated and all that. So they feel very good and come. Then, after giving Krishna consciousness, we say, now you forget all that. You're just servant of Krishna. So, no appeasement, continue to simply feed their false ego. No, we have to, no appeasement. They don't like you, okay, fine. No problem, but I'll have to tell you the truth, right? Sometimes you may hate me because I'm not feeding your false ego. But we have to be compassionately, not out of hatred or anger, but out of love. We have to remove false egos. Otherwise, we're not benefiting them. Simply, they will learn how to do all rituals. Many devotees are simply doing rituals, that's all. In their mind, they've still not understood, I'm servant of Krishna. I'm meant to serve. I'm supposed to be obedient. In all the disciplines, in many of these yoga pathshalas or gurukuls and all that, first and fundamental thing people have to learn is how to become obedient. Or a teacher is teaching something, he will not give any responsibility until that person learns how to be obedient. And in spiritual discipline, more it's important that we learn how to listen to guru's representatives, Krishna. Then only we'll be able to listen to Krishna in the heart. Otherwise, we'll always be chela of our mind, completely in Maya, doing whatever our mind tells us. So the first thing is we have to educate people that please follow instructions. Don't do everything on your own. Whatever. I'll do whatever I feel like. I will not report. This is myself. And people become proud. The fundamental thing is we have to tell very lovingly, please, somehow we have to make, because Kali Yuga, everybody's got big egos. Impersonalism is there. I'll just take whatever I want and then I'll scoot. There is no personalism. I am got so much, shall I give something in return? No, they don't even feel grateful for knowledge or anything, services given. We should be very grateful, thankful. That is why there is Guru Dakshina. Why we give? Because we're very grateful. You took us out of our this illusory struggle, and you have connected me with Krishna. You have given me the holy name. We feel very grateful. So we give, and then we will advance more. That means we are really humble. Oh, you think, anyway, I was a very nice devotee, and simply he just gave me mala, and just that's all. Otherwise, I myself was I was already chanting, I was already reading books. He just gave me holy name and gave me one name. That's all. So I feel I'm very great on my own. So all this, it will happen. The mind is like that, which will make us inflate our ego. So we have to, and as compassionate, we should not get angry. False ego is a disease. What's the use of getting angry? You have to feel sorry and help them to see the truth. And sometimes we have to wait for some time for the right opportunity. Because if somebody is very proud and you go and give a message over there, what you're doing is wrong, they may get more offended and they'll walk out. So we have to wait for the right opportunity to, and Krishna is also working with us, or rather, we are working with Krishna. And so we'll team up with Krishna, then at the right time, Krishna will arrange, okay, now you speak like this, now you do this. But the only thing is, we should have a lot of patience and love in our heart, because we will benefit with love. Love is the what is going to make us perfect. So if we have to show a lot of love, we should not think, we should not be miserly about it. What is the use of giving so much love? Nobody is loving me in return. No, love is not for return. Love means give. And Krishna is the recipient, actually. Ultimately, we are doing all this loving business in as a mark of our love for Krishna. And he's noticing, that's why Krishna said, anybody who shares this knowledge liberally with everyone, he can get me only. I myself become his. So that is the reward. So we should not mind anything. Nityananda Prabhu was abused, criticized when he went door to door preaching. Some of them wanted to even come and beat him up. And somebody said, hey, I think he's spy of the dacoits. They want to come and inspect what all we have and go and report to them. All nonsense. And Nityananda Prabhu just laughed. Even he had to face all that. But he anyway continued giving to. Why did he do that? Simply to relieve the pain in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart, because he was feeling sad to see all his children, in total maya and suffering. That's our only motivation. This is the only our benchmark. I mean, this is what we should work for, because this is what will give us happiness and complete perfection. Nothing less than this. That means, okay, some people compromise with illusion also. No, I want this also, that also. I want Krishna consciousness, but I want a little illusion also. Okay, they've compromised. But if we want the absolute truth, no compromise. Okay, so we'll go for prayers. Pray for His Holiness Japtak Swami, for his good health, well-being, longevity.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. ಹೇಳಿ.
ಬರೀ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಸಾದದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಮಾತಾಜಿ. ನಾವು ಪ್ರಸಾದ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ದು ಇದು ಮಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾ ಮಾತಾಜಿ? ಅದು ಸರಿ ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಮಾತಾಜಿ?
ವಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದಂ ಏನು?
ಬರೀ ಪ್ರಸಾದ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರ ಮಾತಾಜಿ ನೀವು. ನಾವು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ
ಯಾರು ಡಿವೋಟಿ ಸರೆಂಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗೆ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಡಿಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಬರೀ ಪ್ರಸಾದಂ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು?
ಹೌದು ಮಾತಾಜಿ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಪ್ರಸಾದಂ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದು ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಲೇಟರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ನೇಹ ಕೊಡಿ, ಅಪ್ಪೋ ಅವ್ರು ಲೇಟರ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಖಂಡಿತ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ.
ಸರಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ ಬುಲೆಟ್ಸ್. ಅದು ಬುಲೆಟ್ ಅದು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಗನ್ ಶಾಟ್ ಗೋಲ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆತರ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದು ಪ್ರಸಾದಂ ಅವ್ರು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಡಿವೋಟಿ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟಮೋ ಅದು ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಆತರ ಭಕ್ತರಿಗೂ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಂಡ್ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಜನಗಳು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರೆಯೂ ನೀವು ಇದು ಪ್ರೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ. ಎರಡು ತರ.
ಇವಾಗ ಬೀರ್, ಆನಿಯನ್, ಗಾರ್ಲಿಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದ್ಸ ಬಂದ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ ತಿಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅವರುಗಳು ಗಾರ್ಲಿಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆನಿಯನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕಾ? ಆನಿಯನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಸಾದಮಲ್ಲಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದು ಅನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆನಿಯನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕು ನೀವೇ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಆನಿಯನ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಆನಿಯನ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಆನಿಯನ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್.
ನಮಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮಾತಾಜಿ. ನೀವೇ ನಮಗೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂತಿದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರನ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮಾತಾಜಿ.
ಸರಿ, ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದು ಸಾಕು. ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್, ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಸಾದಂ ಕೊಡಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ.
ಆಯ್ತು ಮಾತಾಜಿ, ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಾತಾಜಿ.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. We pray for His Holiness Japtak Swami's good health, well-being, longevity, protection from all diseases, and hope the Ayurveda works perfectly for him, and protection of all his servants. And then we pray for all Prabhupada disciples for their good health, well-being, longevity, and protection from all diseases. We pray for all our devotees for their good health, well-being, longevity, protection from all diseases, and also speedy cure for all their illnesses. We pray for rain for Karnataka, and we pray for peace and harmony and prosperity all within India and also outside the world. So let us chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Hare Hare.
Then we pray for a center that it's ready before Gaura Purnima and be able to celebrate it there, and all our